Family sedans are not as popular as they used to be. Everyone's thinking SUVs. Well, one of the most popular sedans that sells a lot is the KIA Optima. Well, that's about to change. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. We are here at West Herr Kia in Orchard Park, New York, and they're offering some great deals on the Kia K5. But Kia promises this is better than the Optima in so many ways. Let's take a closer look at it. We'll give you some Car Coach reports ratings, and at the end we'll give you a total. So when you go to test drive this or compare it to their competitors, you'll have a really good feel what you're getting in 10 different categories. And this is the kind of information that you need that you're not going to get anywhere else. This is the entry-level K5. It's backed by an 8-speed automatic transmission and gets 29 miles to the gallon in the city and 38 in the highway. Under the hood of the K5 in most of them is a 1.6-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine with 180 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. The exception is the GT, and that we'll do in a completely different review. Performance on this 1.6-liter engine, it's not a race car, but I'll tell you what, it's more than enough considering the fuel economy that you're getting. And Kia's always known about good fuel economy and enough performance that you're happy, but not a race car, of course. But one of the things I really like about this K5 is the fact that it has good get up and go. Might struggle a bit on a passing zone or getting on an on-ramp, but for performance, based on what you're getting, based on the fuel economy and everything about this new engine, I'm going to give it an 8. This vehicle has an entry-level price of around $24,000, and this car has a few options and it stickers at around $25,000. So keeping that in mind, that means there's very few options. But when it comes to handling, having a good backup camera that you can really see what's going on really makes a big difference, as well as turning radius, being able to get in and out of parking spaces, backing into your garage or wherever that might be. That ride on the highway, that's really nice and smooth. For handling, I gave it an 8. Safety is one of the most important features on any vehicle, and this K5 is also available in all-wheel drive. Now, the one we're driving is front-wheel drive, but you can get it in all-wheel drive, and I think that is something you might want, especially live in the snowy country. Now, there are a lot more options as you move up the different trim levels. You've got the LX, the LXS, you've got the GT line, and then, of course, the EX. And then from there, you go up to the GT. Of course, that's going to be a completely different vehicle. As I said, we'll review that separately. Where safety and handling kind of combine is the different drive modes. There's a normal, an eco, a smart, and a sport mode. And again, that's going to impact your fuel economy depending upon which mode you're in. But this is something that Kia's put across their whole lineup. While safety is really important, the complete list of safety features is quite long. And you'd be surprised, the forward collision warning, cross traffic alert, backup cameras, again, which trim level do you want? A lot of the safety features are standard on the Kia K5, and there'll be crash test ratings coming out soon, and when they do, I'll put them down in the comments down below. For safety, it earns a 9. Visibility is a very important factor. Actually, it's my number 2 when you buy any vehicle. So with a long front piece of glass is great. The lower sill lines really make it easier for anyone of any height to be able to see where you're going. In addition to that, the glass in back, how it goes really long, and we'll talk about that in design, helps make it a little easier to see, but there are some limitations. And part of that is because of the design of the vehicle, and we'll talk about that, like I said, in design. You've got some pillars on the side, but overall for visibility, it earned a 9. Seating comfort is one of my favorite subjects because no matter what you buy, this is where you sit, this is where you live, this is where you're going to drive it every day, and if you're uncomfortable, it is never going to get more comfortable the longer you own it. Seating comfort means you have lumbar adjustability, so no matter how we are all built, you feel comfortable in this vehicle. The seats are good. They're not the best because they're manually adjustable. There is no lumbar on either side. And remember, this is an entry-level car. There are other cars in this category that do have lumbar, have other features. The second row has a lot of knee, head, and shoulder room, and that's important. And especially, there's room for 3 child safety seats. So for seating, I gave it a 6. Technology needs to be intuitive, and they've done that here when it comes to Kia. You've got everything on a steering wheel, easy to understand. All these little symbols are pretty standard. I like the fact that the stalks on the side of the steering column are easy to use. Again, you've got your lighting, and then on the other side, you have your wiper blades. The gauges in front are analog, which is actually better in my opinion. I know a lot of people like them digitally, but there is a little center screen between the gauges that is digital, and that makes it a little bit easier to work with. And of course, you can check your fuel economy and whatever you need. Going over to the center stack, you've got your center screen. It's 8 inches, but there is an optional 10.25 screen, and you'll see that in the GT, but I do like personally the larger screen. Is it necessary? No, but for technology, it's pretty cool. You've got all the UBO connectivity, wireless connectivity for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and of course you got your Sirius satellite radio. That's all really intuitive, and as you work further down, you've got some really nice looking vents here. Again, we'll discuss that in features. Your standard controls for heating and cooling, really easy to use, easy to understand. Again, the higher levels I have heated seats available. As you work your way further down from the climate controls, you've got 3 ways to charge. You've got 2 USB connections and a 12-volt connection, and people like that. Technology as you move back is your standard Prindle. You've got your cup holders, nothing unusual, but you've got your drive modes. That's part of technology as well. There really isn't a lot in this vehicle. It's not meant to be a high-tech vehicle, but for this price point, you do get a lot for your money, and we'll talk about that in value at the end. So for technology, it earned an 8. There are a lot of features in this vehicle, and considering the price point, you're really getting a lot for your money. Not just the controls that are easy to use. You've got storage in the cup holders. You've got a little storage place here. You've got a huge storage bin here, storage in the side. In the back seat, there's no vents. There's nothing back here. And because of that, that makes the person in the back or the people in the back not as comfortable. That is a feature. Is it necessary? No, considering the price point. But other cars in this category may or may not have it. And if you look at all the other reviews that we've done, you'll see that we've covered that because people say it's really important, and I agree. So for features, it earned a 9. When you're looking at quality in the K5, that's one place this vehicle truly shines. It's built in West Point, Georgia. But what I really like about this vehicle is everything is soft touch, whether it be the door sills, the steering wheel, the dash is really nice. The detail and the attention to detail, whether it's under the hood, in the trunk, along the vent lines, it's really cool ridging. Even in the door panels, they made this really cool, sleek, modern look, which was needed to help it get ahead of the pack. And not that the Optima was bad, but this makes the K5 even nicer. And they really have done a good job. So while I ding them in certain areas compared to their competition and other vehicles in this price point and in this class, they really do succeed when it comes to quality. It's a well-built vehicle. People that have these vehicles like them, and that's why they have a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, because they know it's going to hold up, and people are very impressed with that, and Kia's ratings with J.D. Power are really high. So when it came to quality, it earned a 10. When you're looking at design of the K5, one of the things I really like is this new look. Starting with the headlights, they're really cool, and this signature headlight goes all the way up the hood, down the side, and it runs all the way to the front. So it's really unique and makes it stand out in the crowd. When it comes to design, the K5 is lower, wider, and longer. And what you're seeing here is part of that in the new look. The headlights are really unique, and the signature runs not just along the side like most of the daytime running lights do, but it also goes up this way, and this gives it a really unique signature so you can define it at night. The front grille has that same look that you would see on the Stinger, or you might see on the Telluride, bringing the K5, which was the Optima, into that family look. And you'll notice that in a lot of different things, starting with the hood, how it's very aerodynamic. It has unique ridge lines going up the front. That's awesome, and that's part of what making this vehicle look a bit sleeker than its predecessor. I also like these 3 vents here, which are actually functional and bring some air back into the wheelhouse. Standard is 16-inch alloy wheels. You can get optional wheel sizes that are up to 18 inches. One of the unique looks of the K5 is this new glass in back. It has a cool chrome strip that runs all the way up the top with that floating roof line, but it also gives better visibility, and it makes it look a lot sleeker too. One of the things I like about the design is this rear lighting feature. It matches the lighting feature in the front, which carries around all those cool, smooth, sleek lines. The badging here is the LXS, and then of course the K5 logo. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is these openings here that appear to be exhaust. They're not. It's okay, it makes it look sportier, but don't pretend to be something you're not. The overall design earned a 9. Trunk storage is quite a bit. Actually, it's a very large trunk and one of the largest in the class at 15.9 cubic feet of space. And that really does help the value of this vehicle, because if it's a family vehicle, you want to be able to put a lot of junk in the trunk. With a starting price of around $24,000, the value proposition is huge on this car. You really get a lot for your money, but Kia's always done that, as well as their 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So for value, I gave it a 10. part of value is getting the best price. Check with your local dealers, see what kind of numbers they can give you. If you're looking for a competitive price, West Herr Kia can ship a vehicle anywhere you want. They're in Orchard Park, New York. Now, when it comes to a total of this vehicle, and there's a lot that's new on this, and I know the GT is going to have a different number on it, so don't put that in the same category. It gave a total of 86. Now, if you got value from this video, make sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. Check out all the competitors. We have driven all the competitors. That's Honda and Toyota. And oh my gosh, the list is really, really long. Follow us on social media. We do appreciate your comments and we do reply. We do put more information down as we get it because there's a lot of new information coming out on the K5. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.